to make us more than merry, let the pirate bomb the mouse. For today our pirate princess rises from indentured free. Strong as our the keenest senses, he's a pirate now indeed. Here's the Lord to friend indentured, Frederick's out of his indenture. 22 now he's rising, and alone he's fit to fly, which we're bent on signalizing with unusual revelry. Here's the Lord to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his indenture. For the pirate's share, build the pirate's bar, and to make us more than merry, let the pirate walk the bar. Yes, Frederick, from today you rank as a full-blown member of our band! My friends, I thank you all from my heart for your kindly wishes. Would that I could repay them as they deserve. What do you mean? Today I'm out of my indentures, and today I leave you forever. Well, this is quite unaccountable. A keener hand at scuttling a tune order, a cutting out a piano, never shipped a handspike. Yes, I have done my best for you. And why? Well, it was my duty under my indentures, and I am the slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprenticed to your band. It was through an error. No matter, the mistake was ours, not yours, and I was in honor bound by it.
An error? What error?
Oh, I may not tell you. It would reflect upon my well-loved Ruth.
Nay, dear master, my mind has long been gnawed by the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once. When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd apprentice him to some career seafaring. I was a loss, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind this promising boy, apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though while a nurse you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid on breakers, always steering, and I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing, mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate. I took and bound this promising boy, apprentice to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make and doom him to a vile lot. I bound him to a pirate you instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster, but I hadn't the face to return to my place and break it to my master. A nursery maid is not afraid of what you people call work, so I made up my mind to go as a kind of piratical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of your shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound, apprentice to a pilot. Oh, pardon, Frederick, pardon.
My sweet one, I have long pardoned you.
And the two words were so much alike.
Well, they were. They still are, though years have rolled over their heads. But this afternoon, my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affection unspeakable. But collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation. Oh, pity me, my beloved friends, for such is my sense of duty that once out of my indentures, I shall feel myself bound to devote to myself, heart and soul, to your extermination.
Oh,
well, Frederick,
If you conscientiously feel it is your duty to destroy us, we cannot blame you for acting on that conviction. Always act in accordance with the dictates of your conscience, me boy, and chance the consequences.
Besides, we can offer you but little temptation for you to remain with us. We don't seem to make piracy pay. I'm sure I don't know why. But
I know why. But alas, I mustn't tell you. It wouldn't be right.
Why not, me boy? Why, it's only 11:30, and you're one of us until the clock strikes 12.
True, and until then you are bound to protect our interests.
Here!
Well, then it is my duty, as a pirate, to tell you... Well, you are too tender-hearted. Well, for instance, you make a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves. And when you attack a stronger party, well, you invariably get thrashed.
There is some truth in that.
But then again, you make a point of never molesting an orphan.
Well, of course. We are orphans ourselves, and we know what it is.
Yes, but it is brought about. And what are the consequences? Everyone we capture says he's an orphan. The last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans, and so we had to let them go. One would think that Great Britain's mercantile navy was recruited solely from her orphan asylums, which we know is not the case.
But think it all. You wouldn't have us absolutely merciless.
There's my difficulty. Until 12 o'clock I would. After 12, I wouldn't. Was ever a man placed in so delicate a situation?
And Ruth! Your own Ruth, whom you love so well, and you've loved, and she's felt her way into your boyish heart. What is to become of her?
He will take you with him.
Well, Ruth, I feel some difficulty about you. It is true that I admire you very much, but I've been constantly at sea since I was 8 years old, and yours is the only woman's face I've seen during that time. I think it is a sweet face.
It is? Oh, it is.
I said I think it is. That is my impression. But as I've never had the opportunity of comparing you with other women, well, it is just possible I may be mistaken.
True.
What a terrible thing it would be if I were to marry this innocent person and then find out that she is on the whole plain.
Ruth is very well indeed.
Yes, there are the remains of a fine woman about
Do you really think so?
I do!
Well, then I will not be so selfish as to take her from you. In justice to her and in consideration for you, I will leave her behind.
No, Frederick, this must not be. We are rough men who lead a rough life, but we are not so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I am right in saying there is not one here who would dare rob thee of this inestimable treasure, for all the world holds dear. No, I thought there wasn't. Keep thy love, Frederick, keep thy love.
You are very good, I'm sure.
Well, it's the top of the tide, and we must be off. Farewell, Frederick. When your process of extermination begins, let our deaths be as swift and painless as you conveniently make them.
I will. By the love I have for you, I swear it. But would that you could render this extermination unnecessary by accompanying me back to civilization.
Oh, Frederick, it cannot be. I don't think much of our profession, but when contrasted with respectability, it is comparatively honest. No, Frederick, I shall live and die a pirate king. No, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly than play a sanctimonious part in the pirate and the pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go, where pirates all are weltered, but I'll be true to the song I sing and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king.
I'm a pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
I'm the pirate king. I'm the pirate king.
When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work that never I do. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king.
I'm the pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is the the pirate king. Hurrah the pirate
king.
Ruth, I will be quite candid with you. You are very dear to me, as you know, but I must be circumspect. You see, you are considerably older than I. A lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17? You'll find me a wife of 1,000.
No, but I shall find you a wife of 47, and that is quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly and without reserve, compared with other women, how are you?
I will answer you truthfully, dear master. I have a slight cold, but otherwise I'm quite well.
I'm sorry for your cold, but I was referring rather to your personal appearance. Compared with other women, are you beautiful?
Oh, I've been told so, master.
Ah, but lately?
No, years and years ago.
Well, what do you think of yourself?
I think I'm a fine woman.
And that is your candid opinion?
Yes, I should be deceiving you if I told you otherwise.
Thank you, Ruth. I believe you, for I am sure you would not practice upon my inexperience. I wish to do the right thing, and if, I say if, you are really a fine woman, then your age shall be no obstacle to our union. Hark! Surely I hear voices. Who has ventured to approach our all but inaccessible lair? Can it be Custom House? No, it does not sound like Custom House.
Confusion! It is the voices of young girls. If you should see them, I am lost.
By all that's marvelous, a bevy of beautiful maidens.
Lost! Lost! Lost!
How lovely, how surpassingly lovely is the plainest of them. What grace, what delicacy, what refinement. And Ruth told me she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold.
And master, am I not so?
And now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jot so.
Upon my inexpense you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is lined, your hair is grey.
Grant you wholly caught so.
Faithless woman, to deceive me, I who trusted so.
Master, master, do not leave me. Hear me ere you go.
Faithless woman,
Master, master,
faithless woman. faithless woman to deceive me. I did so, faithless woman to deceive me. I you so.
My love without reflecting, oh, do not be rejecting. Take a maiden tender, her affection raw and free. At very highest rating has been accumulating. Summer 17, summer 17. Dear beloved master, crushed in red disaster, what with such a downward downer I have here. My love unabasting has been accumulating 47 years.
Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so. Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so. What shall I do before these gentle maidens? I dare not appear in this alarming costume. No, no, I must remain in close concealment until I can appear in decent clothing.
Climbing over rocky mountains, skipping rivulets and fountains, passing where the willows river, passing where the willows river, by the ever-rolling river, swelling with the summer rain, threading long and leafy mazes, dotted with unnumbered daisies, dotted with unnumbered daisies, scaling rough and rugged passes, climb the hardy little houses, through the bright sea shining, sailing rough and rugged passes, like the hardy little lass, till the bright sea shining. Let us gaily tread the measure, make the most of fleeting pleasure. Hail it as a true lie, though it perish by and by. Hail it as a true lie, though it perish by and by. Every moment brings a treasure of its own especial pleasure, though the moments quickly die. Greet them gaily as they fly. Greet them gaily as they fly. The moments quickly die. Greet them gaily as they fly. Far away from toil and care, reveling in fresh sea air, where we are.
And I wonder where Papa is. We've left him ever so far behind. Oh, he will be here presently. Remember, poor Papa is not as young as we are. Oh, and we have crossed around a difficult country. But how thoroughly delightful it is to be so entirely alone. Why, in all probability, we are probably the first human beings who have ever set foot on this enchanting spot. Except for the mermaids. It is the perfect place for mermaids.
Who are only human beings, down to the waist.
And who cannot strictly be said to set foot anywhere. Tails they may, but feet they cannot.
But what shall we do until Papa and the servants arrive with the luncheon?
We are quite alone, and the sea is as smooth as glass. Suppose we take off our shoes and stockings and paddle. Yes, the very thing.
Stop, ladies, pray. I had intended not to intrude myself upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bounden duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who are you? So speak.
I am a pirate. Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vile profession, and to that end, O pure and peerless maidens, O blushing heart of ever-blooming beauty, I soar at heart, implore your kind assistance.
How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty, how pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty.
Oh, is there not one maiden breast which does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty? Who would not give up willingly all matrimonial ambition to rescue such an one as I from his unfortunate position, from his position, to rescue such an one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one maiden breast which seems to feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
however plain you be. If you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Alas, there is not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion have caused her to disappear on the winning hands of affection.
Not one,
No, no, not one.
not one.
No, no, this one. This neighbor, this is neighbor. This just have to pity him for shame. It's true that he has gone astray, but pray, is that a reason good and true? Why you should all be deaf to pity's name? Question is it not been a thing of beauty?
Would she be stray-eyed as keen a sense of duty?
For shame, for shame, for shame. Oh, wandering one, thou hast surely slain. Take heart of grief, your steps retrace. Oh, wandering one. Oh, wandering one. If such for love and mine can it be fine, no peace and mine, I take it, it is thine. Take heart, no danger lies, take any heart for lies, take heart, ready to shine, take any heart, take mine. Take heart, no danger lies, take any heart for lies, take heart, ready to shine, take any heart, take mine. Take heart to breathe, your steps retrace. Oh, wandering one, wandering one, wandering one. Take heart, take heart. Take any heart, What ought we to do? Gentle sisters say, propriety we know, says we ought to stay, while sympathy exclaims, free them from your tether, play at all the games, and leave them here together. case may any day be yours, my dear, or mine. Let her make her hay while the sun doth shine. Let us compromise, our hearts are not of leather. Let us shut eyes and talk about the weather.
Yes, yes,
Let's talk about the weather.
how beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants a rain. People say, I know not why that we shall have a wonderland. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants a rain. Yet people say, I know not why that we shall have a wonderland. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the
To find the day that made me such exceeding beauty. Did ever maiden close her eyes on waking sadness to dream of such exceeding gladness?
Yes, this is exceeding gladness.
How beautifully blue the sky, the clouds is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants a rain. Yet people say, I know not why that we shall have a wonderland. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants a rain. Yet people say, I know not why that we shall have a wonderland. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear.
Then the pirate rolled his soul in guilty dreaming, then wake to find that soul with peace and virtue beaming.
How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. How
Then the pirate rolled his sailors
but yesterday, tomorrow
find his savage roll to lady her position. Ah yes, Stay, we must not lose our senses. Men who stick at no offences will anon be here. Piracy, their dreadful trade is. Pray you get you handsome ladies while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. They say it's no offenses. We should not be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade is. Nice companions for young ladies. Let us decide.
Here's a first-rate opportunity to get married with impunity, and indulge in the felicity of unbounded domesticity. You shall quickly be personified, conjugally matrimonified, by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
We have this our opportunity, on escaping with impunity. So much with the felicity of our maiden domesticity. Should quickly be personified, conjugally matrimonified, by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity. A doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity. A doctor of divinity. Oh, divinity.
Every pirate canivassery proceed against all wills to wed us all. Just bear in mind that we are wards in chancery and father is a major general.
We'd better pause, for dangers may befall. The father is a major general.
Yes, yes, he is a major general.
Yes! I am a major general.
For he is a major general.
A major general. And it is a glorious thing to be a major general.
A major general, a major general.
I am the very odd lover, modern major general, an information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I quote the Francis historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted to matters mathematical. I understand equations both as simple and quadratical. But I know your theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news. Lot of news. No. Oh, got it! With many cheerful facts about the spread of the hypotenuse.
Many cheerful facts about the spread of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the spread of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the spread of the hypotenuse.
I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and the magulus. Short of matter, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
Short of matter, vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern major general.
I know what mythic history composites and paradox and answered holocaustics and affinity taste for paradox. I called an elegiac for the hedogabalus in comics I can flow peculiarities parabolus. I can tell him that the Raphaels from Gerard's and Zophanies. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes, and I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for. Dinner for! No. What is it? I've got it! And Miscellaneous and that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Miscellaneous and that infernal nonsense pinafore. Miscellaneous and that infernal nonsense pinafore. Miscellaneous and that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Then I can write a washing bill in Babylonic uniform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
Short of matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern major general.
In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Ramelin, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs are sorties and surprises I'm aware yet, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learned what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery. In short, when I'm smattering of elemental strategy. What is it? Ah, I've got it! You'll say a better major general is never strategy!
Say a better major general is never strategy! Say a better major general is never strategy!
For my military knowledge, going plucky individually, his only member not to the beginning of the century, but still it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
Still it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern major general.
Faster.
In fact, when I know what is Maramon and Babylon, when I can tell it's like a Mauser rifle from a javelin, with such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm aware yet, and when I know precisely who remember commissariat, when I have never progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more tactics than a novice in a nunnery, and short on a smattering of elemental strategy, I'll say I'm better major general as ever. Right up! Not a darn plucky individual, he's only been put down to the beginning of the century, but still a man is better to an animal and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
He's the very model of a modern major general.
And now that I've introduced myself, I should like to have some idea of what's going on.
Permit me. I'll explain it in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
It's a will, Papa! It's a will!
Dear me, but you mustn't do that. And may I ask, this is a picturesque uniform, but I'm not familiar with it. What are you?
Oh, we are all single gentlemen.
Yes, I gathered that. Anything else?
No, nothing else?
Don't believe them, Papa! They are pirates! The famous pirates of Penzance.
The famous pirates of Penzance. I have often heard of them.
All except except this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but who is out of his indentures today, and who means to lead a blameless life evermore.
But wait a minute. I object to pirates as sons-in-law.
We object to Major Generals as fathers-in-law. But we waive that point. We do not press it. We look over it.
An idea. And do you mean to tell me that you would rob me of these, the sole remaining pearls of my old age, and leave me to go through the remainder of my life unfriended, unprotected, and alone?
Well, yes, that's the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Oh, does it all?
Here we are again.
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Orphan.
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say orphan.
Orphan, orphan, orphan. I don't think we quite understand one another. When I say, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan, you say orphan. As I understand you, you are merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me.
I didn't repeat the word orphan.
Pardon, you didn't.
I only repeated it once.
True, but you repeated it.
But not orphan.
Stop! I think I see where we are getting confused. Do you mean orphan, a person who has lost his parents so often, frequently?
Yes, beg pardon. I see what you mean. Frequently.
Oh, you said often, frequently.
No, only once.
Exactly, you said often, frequently, only once!
Oh, men
Of dark and dismal fate,
forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state.
I am an orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
How sad an orphan boy.
These children whom you see are all that I can call my own.
Poor fellow.
Take them away from me and I shall be indeed alone.
Poor fellow.
See, leave me my soul, remaining joy. See, at your feet they kneel, your heart you cannot steal, against the sad tale of the lonely orphan boy.
Poor fellow. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the sad tale of the lonely orphan boy.
The orphan boy.
The orphan boy. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the tale of the lonely orphan boy. Poor fellow.
I'm telling a terrible story, but it doesn't diminish my glory, for they would have taken my daughters over the middle waters if I hadn't an elegant diction, indulging in innocent fiction, which is not in the same category as telling a regular terrible story.
He's telling a terrible story, which is not going to diminish his glory, because they would have taken his daughters over the Mary's waters. It is easy and elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes to the same category as telling a regular terrible story.
It's easy and elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes to the same category as telling a regular story.
strife, we're always sorry to be in it. For what we ask is life without a touch of poetry in it. Hail poetry, the our piloted rules protect you, and honorary members of our band, we do elect you.
For he is an orphan boy.
He is a lonely orphan boy.
And it sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy.
He is a lonely orphan boy, a lonely orphan boy. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Should it befall us viciously, our sisters all arrive with thee. Should it befall us viciously, our sisters all arrive with thee. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will obey and marry thee. Should it befall us viciously, our sisters all arrive with thee. Should it befall us viciously, our sisters all will rise with thee. Oh, Master, hear one word, I do implore you. Remember Ruth, your Ruth, who kneels before you.
Yes, yes, remember Ruth, who kneels before you.
Away, you did deceive me.
Away, you did deceive him.
Oh, do not leave me.
Oh, do not leave her.
Away, you grieve me.
Away, you grieve him.
I wish you'd leave me.
We wish you leave him.
Oh, no.
Instead of the magnanimity, we display to grace and dignity. Never was such opportunity to get married with impunity, or to give up the felicity of a founded domesticity. Or doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
Crimson of magnanimity, we display to lace activity. There was such opportunity to get married with impunity. To give up the felicity of a founded domesticity. No doctor of divinity who's located in this vicinity. We give up the felicity of a founded domesticity. We give up the felicity of a founded domesticity. No doctor of divinity, no doctor of divinity, no doctor of divinity.
excellence of your wisdom, reconcile it with your conscience to say something that will relieve my father's sorrow.
I will try, dear Mabel. But why does he sit night after night in this drafty old ruin?
Oh, why do I sit here? To escape from the pirate's clutches, I described myself as an orphan. And heaven help me, I am no orphan. I came here to humble myself before the tombs of my ancestors and to implore their pardon for having brought dishonor on the family escutcheon.
But you forget, sir, you only bought the property a year ago, and the stucco on your baronial castle is scarcely dry.
Frederick, in this chapel our ancestors, you cannot deny that. With the estate, I bought the chapel and its contents. I don't know whose ancestors they were, but I know whose ancestors they are. And I shudder to think that their descendant by purchase, if I may so describe it myself, should have brought disgrace upon what I have no doubt was an unstained escutcheon.
Be comforted. Had you not acted as you did, these reckless men would assuredly have called in the nearest clergyman and have married your large family on the spot.
I thank you for your prophet's solace, but it is unavailing. Frederick, I can assure you such is the anguish and remorse I feel at the abominable falsehood by which I escaped these easily deluded pirates, that I would go to the simple-minded chief this very night and confess all. Did I not fear that the consequences would be disastrous to myself? At what time does your expedition march against these scoundrels?
At 11. And before midnight, I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilent scourges by sweeping them from the face of the earth. And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
Are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They only wait my orders.
Then, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart on their dread adventure.
Dear sir, they come.
His steed.
Ta-ra-ta-ra, ta-ra-ta-ra.
We are comfortable field.
Ta-ra-ta-ra.
And we find the wisest thing
Ta-ra-ta-ra, ta-ra-ta-ra.
is to slap our chests and sing ta-ra-ta-ra. Forward threaded with a mutes.
Ta-ra-ta-ra, ta-ra-ta-ra.
And your heart is in your mutes.
Ta-ra-ta-ra.
There is nothing brings it round like the trumpet martial sound, like the trumpet martial sound.
Go, ye heroes, go to glory. Though ye die, come back glory. Ye shall live in song and story. Go to immortality. Go to death and go to slaughter. Die at every cornish altar. With her tears your grave shall water. Go, ye heroes, go.
To us it's evident these intentions are well meant. Such expressions don't appear calculated mental cheer who are going to meet their fate in a highly nervous state. Still to us it's evident these intentions are well meant.
Go and do your best endeavor, and before all things we suffer, we shall say farewell forever. Go to glory and victory. fierce and ruthless, false and merciful, and truthful, young and tender, old and truthfulness, all in vain and mercy crave.
We observe to great distress on the wrist which on us press, and the prayer for is a lack to our chance of coming back. Yet perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's very evident these attentions are well meant.
It's very evident, these attentions are well meant.
Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant. When the road is sweet, the by the wise and sing, sound much as to think,
pirates slay, then do not stay. So why this delay?
Alright, we go. Yes, forward on the floor. Forward on the floor.
Yes, but you don't go.
We go, yes, forward on the floor. Forward on the floor.
Yes, but you don't go.
We go,
Now for the pirate's lair, oh joy unbounded, oh sweet relief, oh rapture on example, at last I may atone in some slight measure for the repeated acts of theft and pillage, of which at a sense of duty stern dictation I, circumstances dictive, have been guilty.
Young Frederick,
Who calls
your late commander,
And I, your little Ruth,
oh man intruders, how dare ye face me? Know ye not, oh rash ones, that I have doomed you to extermination?
have mercy on us. Hear us hear you slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you, but mercy should alloy a stern resentment, and so I will be merciful. Say on.
when you had left our pirate fold, we tried to raise your spirit's weight, according to our customs on with quip and quibble quaint. But all in vain the quips we heard, we laid and stopped upon the rocks, until to somebody occurred a startling paradox.
Of paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in Fox, but not to be that paradox. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox.
We knew your taste for curious quips, for breaks and contradictions queer, and with the laughter on our lips we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell it him, our Frederick would the joke enjoy. And so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy.
A paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in Fox, but not to be that paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox.
All some ridiculous reason, to which, however, I've no desire to be disloyal. Some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the Astronomer Royal has decided that although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty, 1 year in every 4, its days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20. Through some singular coincidence, I wouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February. And so, by a simple arithmetical process, you'll easily discover that although you've lived 21 years, yet if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the ways of paradox, at common sense she gaily mocks. Yet counting in the usual way is 21 I've been alive. Yet reckoning by my natal day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am a little boy of mine. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox, a curious paradox, a most ingenious This is most curious, most certainly whimsical. 5 1/4? No one would think it to look at me.
You are glad now. I'll be bound that you spared us. You never would have forgiven yourself when you discovered that you had killed 2 of your comrades.
My comrades?
I'm afraid you don't appreciate the delicacy of your position. You were apprenticed to us.
Until I reached my 21st year.
No. To the 21st birthday. And going by birthdays, you were only yet 5 1/4.
You don't mean to say you're going to hold me to that?
No. We merely remind you of the fact and leave the rest to your sense of duty.
Oh, your sense of duty!
Don't put it on that footing. As I was merciful to you just now, be merciful to me. I implore you not to insist on the letter of your bond, just as the cup of happiness is at my lips.
We insist on nothing. We content ourselves with pointing out to you your duty.
Duty.
Well, you have appealed to my sense of duty. My duty is only too clear. I abhor your infamous calling. Oh, I shudder at the thought of ever being mixed up with it. But duty is before all. At any price, I will do my duty.
Bravely spoken. Come, you are one of us once more.
Lead on, I follow. Oh, horror!
What's the matter?
Ought I to tell you? No, I cannot. Miguel is one of your band.
Speak out! I told you about that sense of conscientiousness to which we have never yet appealed in vain.
General Stanley, the father of my Mabel.
Yes.
He escaped from you on the plea he was an orphan.
He did?
Oh, it breaks my heart to betray the honored father of the girl I adore. And yet as your apprentice, I have no alternative. Oh, it is my duty to inform you that General Stanley is no orphan. More than that, he never was one.
Am I to understand that to save his contemptible life, he dared to practice on our credulous simplicity? Our revenge shall be swift and terrible. We shall gather my vengeance dire, shall collect itself in more. Away, away,
Away, away, when I expire, I find my duty hard to do today. My heart is filled with anguish dire, it strikes me to recall. Away, away.
pounding swiftness of our right, the vengeance how the pirate so resides. On nature's stern he suffered with his lies, and in return tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies. Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Yes, early tomorrow,
His girls likewise,
They will welter in sorrow.
there once a spot,
And their natures they cherish.
and all the lost.
but who shall perish?
Tonight he dies, his early tomorrow. His girls likewise shall welter in sorrow. Though once lost part of the natures they cherish, and all who plot will live shall perish. Away, 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 tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight, 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 the traitor dies. Tonight, away.
All is prepared, your gallant crew is known. My Frederick in tears, it cannot be that my heart will in the coming conflict.
No, Mabel, no. A terrible disclosure has just been made. Mabel, my dearly loved one, I found myself to serve the pirate captain until I reached my 21st birthday.
But you are 21.
I've just discovered that I was born in leap year, and that birthday will not be reached by me till 1940.
Oh, horrible! Catastrophe upon me!
And so farewell.
Oh, Frederick, hear me! Stay, Frederick, stay! They have no legal claim, no shadow of a shame will fall upon thy name. Stay, Frederick, stay!
Tonight I quit these walls, the thought my soul appalls, but when stern duty calls, I must obey.
Stay, Frederick, stay!
Nay,
They have no claim,
our duties they
no
know
shadow
my soul appalls, but when stern duty calls,
Stay, Frederick, stay!
I must obey.
Leave me not to pine alone.
return and claim you, I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that till then you will be true to me.
Yes, I'll be strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to her soul till we are wed and even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
She will be faithful to her
She will be
soul
faithful to her
till we
soul.
are wed and even after.
We are waiting,
And even after.
even after.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to her soul.
Till we are waiting, even after.
She will be faithful to her soul till we are wed and even after. Oh, here is love and here is truth. Oh, here is love. Here is love.
No, I'll be brave. Oh, family descent, how great thy charm, thy sway, how excellent. Come on in all, undaunted men in blue. A crisis now, affairs are coming
Though in body and in mind, we are timidly inclined, and anything but blind to the danger that's behind. Yet when the danger's near, we manage to appear as insensible to fear as anybody here, as anybody here. Rock, 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 rock. Tarinta, rock, tarinta, rock, tarinta, rock, tarinta, rock, tarinta, rock, 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 tarinta, rock.
Sergeant, approach. Young Frederick was to have led you to death and glory.
That is not a pleasant way of putting it.
No, madam. He will not so lead you, for he has allied himself once more with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely. You know nothing about it. He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to his sense of duty has endeared him to me tenfold. He has done his duty. I will do mine. Go ye and do yours.
Right-ho. This is perplexing.
Understand it at all.
Still, as he is actuated by a sense of duty,
That makes a difference, of course. At the same time, we repeat, we cannot understand it at all.
no matter. Our course is clear. We must do our best to capture these pirates. We must do our best to capture these pirates. Hello. It is most distressing to us to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty which is so dear to us all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force.
We should.
It is too late now. fellow's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little plan, his capacity for innocent enjoyment is just as great as any honest man. Our feelings we with difficulty smother when constabulary duties to be done. I'll take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Happy one. When the enterprising burglar's not a burgling, when the cutthroat isn't occupied in crime, he loves to hear the little brook a-gurgling and listen to the merry village chime. When the coster's finished jumping on his mother, without reply of asking in the sun, I'll take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Happy one. On the man approaching, with stealthy steps the pirates are approaching.
We are not coming for plates or gold, the story General Stanley's told. We seek a penalty 50-fold for General Stanley's story.
They seek a penalty
50-fold, we seek a penalty
50-fold.
They seek a penalty 50-fold for General Stanley's story.
They come in force with stealthy stride. Obvious course is now to hide.
Pirates! With candlelight tread upon a brave steel, silence red. Cautious where we feel no sound at all. We never speak a word. Flies footfall when we speak. We heard tarantara, tarantara. So stealthily the pirate creeps while all the house of soundly sleeps. Come, friends, who plow the sea. Trust to navigation. Take another station. Let's ferry piracy. With a little burglary. Come, friends, who plow the sea. Trust in navigation. Take another station. Let's ferry piracy. With a little burglary.
Here's your crowbar and your sentiment, your life preserver. You may want students. Your silence matches, your dark lantern sees. Take your final step with its tonic key.
Candlelight tread, it's silence red. With candlelight tread upon a brave steel, in silence tread, a cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. A fly's footfall would be distinctly heard.
not a word. I see a light inside. The Major General comes so quickly. Hide.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Yes, yes, the Major General comes.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Tormented with the anguish dread of falsehood unatoned, I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who finds his conscience ache no peace at all enjoys. And as I lay in bed awake, I thought I heard a noise.
Thought he heard a noise.
No, all is still in Dale on Hill. My mind is set at ease, so still the scene. It must have been the sighing of the breeze. Sighing softly to the river comes the loving breeze, setting nature all a quiver, rustling through the trees. Through the trees. Up the broken rippling measure loves for very love, while the poplars in their pleasure wave their arms above.
Trees are very loud, wave their leafy arms above.
Little river, may thy loving clouds forever. Heavens feed the poplar tree, make thy wooing happy be. Heavens feed the poplar tree, make thy wooing happy be. Yet the breeze is water over as he wings away. Broken poplar mourn a lava, sighing well a day. Well a day. Of the doing and the doing that the rogue could tell, while the breeze is out a wooing could be so well.
Shocking tales the rogue can tell. Nobody can woo so well.
Pretty brook, thy dream is over, for thy love is but a rover. Sad the lot of poplar trees, caught by a fickle breeze. Sad the lot of poplar trees, caught by a fickle breeze.
What is this and what is that and why does father leave? Such a time of night is just so very incompletely dressed in all the reason always has the most symbolical amenities invariable. Not to go to bed at 7:30. What strange occurrence can it be that calls you father from the stress? Such a time of night is this so very incompletely dressed. So very incompletely dressed. And such a time of night.
Forward, my men, and seize that terrible man! His life is over!
The pirates of despair!
Yes, we're the pirates of despair!
Frederick here, oh joy, oh rapture, summon your men and effect the capture.
Frederick, save us!
Beautiful maid, I would if I could, but I have not people.
Telling the truth, he is not able. With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. Revenge is sweet and flavors all our dealings, with courage rare and resolution manly. For death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die and striven and anew? Oh, spare him! Will no one in his cause a weapon wield? Oh, spare him!
Yes, we are here, nor hitherto conceal.
Corruption!
No to constabulary, pirate yield.
Triumph now, for will we drown. The old mortal career's cut short. No pirate man will take the stand and will set your criminal port.
To gain a brief advantage you've contrived, but your proud triumph will not be long-lived.
Don't say you're orphans, for we know that game.
On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name.
You do,
We do. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's
we yield at once with humble mien, because with all our faults we love our queen.
Yes, yes, with all their faults, they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults, they love their queen.
Away with them and place them at the bar.
Let me tell you who they are. They are no members of the common throng. They are all noblemen who have done wrong. They are all noblemen who have done wrong.
No Englishman under that statesman tears, because with all our faults we love our house of peers. I pray you pardon me, ex-pirate king. Peers will be peers, and youth will have its fling. Resume your rights and legislative duties, and take my daughters, all of whom are beauties.
All wanting was the hush of Holy Spirit. Take not to peace, thy steps retrace. Oh, devote.
thank you again for joining us. Yeah, the arts are so important. And tonight we have a very special guest. Murfreesboro's first poet laureate, Ms. Cornel Wells. I'm here tonight to honor us with a poem. The stage is yours.
Thank you. And Chris said something earlier to us backstage about how beautiful poetry is, and I may let him down here. So here we go. And I want to say, so we have this new Arts Laureates program here in the city. I'm so proud of the city for helping progress the arts in this way. One poem I know that we're all eager to rise and thank and meet and greet this marvelous cast. And I've been smiling for two whole hours here. 2 minutes. A little something for you called So Long to the Good Old Moon. That's a Life magazine headline from July 4th, 1969, right before we walked on the moon. It's about losing the mythology, this article in the magazine. But I just took that line and went with it. Here we go. When I was young, I wanted to go to the moon, but I've only made it to Milwaukee, which is to say I have learned about adjusting expectations. When I was young, I planned to move to the big city, any big city, but my hometown grew and grew in a labyrinth of commerce around me, which is to say only certain bodies at rest tend to stay at rest, not to mention good urban planning is a must. When I was young, I was going to drive a Porsche 944 flat on the floor, but I've been all four-door sedans and minivans. Which is to say, I had kids, but I was not planning. With a husband, I was not planning. The latter of whom came into my life wearing plaid pants, which I was definitely not planning. Which is to say that love is the unbalanced force unnamed in Newton's first law. And I learned early on, 1, to accept people as they are, even if they have no fashion sense. And 2, planning will take you so far, but love will take you everywhere, even to Milwaukee in winter. Which is to say, although I reserve the right to complain, we do what we have to do. Older now, I take uncommon pleasure simply anticipating an afternoon cup of cappuccino from a powdered mix. Which is to say, life is improbable, and if you look, you'll find a galaxy in your cup, perfect and round and spinning.
Hey!